I think it's time to talk about how hard streamers' lives are. Assumption. Are legendary streamers stealing content?
All of y'all have been on I Spent a Day With before. Can y'all just talk about your experience on I Spent a Day With and what the reception was like from your audience?
It was not a day, and I felt a little upset about that.
Anthony Padilla is a liar and didn't want to get food with me after.
That's messed up. That's extra messed up. I didn't even ask. He asked me to get food after.
I mean, he was probably busy.
Yeah, where is he right now?
Lined up. Like, I'm sure he like records a lot of these episodes in one day.
That's really interesting that you say that, because he DM'd me at like 25 minutes before showing up to this thing, where he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm not gonna be there."
Yeah.
Did he
He's
tell you
not
that he
here
wasn't
today.
He told me last night he wouldn't be here. He's a swindler,
He is a bit of a swindler,
but he's cute, so we're here anyway.
I know. It's just like, God, I'm such a sucker for a pretty face. It's messed up.
You know, I was a little worried about this episode because I was gonna be between these guys.
The thing is, I only listen to women, so I won't be listening to you for this entire show. And I'm going to listen to you, and you guys are going to listen to us, legendary streamers, talk about assumptions.
Lady Mel says, do they even sleep? Also, do they sometimes walk around in life and forget that they're not streaming?
This guy doesn't sleep.
That's not true.
This
I
girl doesn't
sleep.
sleep.
Do you sleep?
Yeah, 8 hours a night.
I sleep.
have to sleep. I'm old.
I sleep
You're not old, no.
8 hours.
You're so sexy. You're not old.
Oh, lame. I hate you. I hate that I could tell you thought about it and you're like, you can hold it back. Just couldn't hold it back.
It was one of those things where it's better if you just move past
No,
it.
and
you just
you're
stayed.
so young. You're so
You
young.
stayed there.
Buy
You're
something when you're
old.
20.
You are old.
Eat shit.
You are
Eat shit.
so
Eat shit.
old,
You guys
it's
are
not
both
even
north of 30.
funny.
You're both north of 30.
I know,
Okay,
and you're
okay.
close.
Oh my
you're
God.
so
We're gonna
close.
start talking about age.
You're gonna be 30 soon.
One
It's
thing I
gonna be
learned
awesome.
is that we need to have good sleep to perform and do better for our other work. So I have to sleep. And I love sleeping. It's like, I'm off.
Well, the second part of this was, do you ever feel like you're streaming when you're not
And
live?
yeah, by the way,
And I have
oh my God, yes. Like the sleeping thing. This is actually one of the things I miss about having a real job. Dude, you can show up to your real job with like 4 hours of sleep and do like a mediocre job and go the fuck home. And that was sick. That was always like the best part of having a real job. That was always the best part. Me right now, yeah. Because you just don't have to be like 100%. You just don't. Like, you don't have to worry about getting clipped in real life. You don't have to worry about like experiencing brain fog and saying something stupid. The consequences are so small. But when you stream, it's like you need those 8 hours of sleep. It's like, it's not a question. On the days that I stream and I don't have a good amount of sleep, I go back and like see the VOD and it's just a shit show. It's like, oh my God, this was such a bad stream. That was such a bad stream.
called groups of people chat by accident, which is very embarrassing.
Do I ever?
It's so embarrassing. I called my friends once chat. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. It's I wanted to jump off a bridge. I was so embarrassed. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm just tired. I just finished my stream. I'm sorry. It's like calling your teacher mom. The emotion is exactly the same. It feels so bad. You feel so embarrassed. And like the saddest thing is like you're thinking about how they feel like you feel bad because you don't want your friends to feel like you don't care about them. And that's why you're just regarding all of them as just like chat or whatever. Because it's like, oh yeah, this person I've known for a decade, chat. It's like, whoa. Well, we've known each other for years and you're treating me like chat. Oh my God. It's like, wait, I can explain. Look, wait, just let me explain, okay? Did you consider that I call you chat because I care about you? Did you? But nobody ever wants to see it that way. No one ever wants to see it that way.
forget that I'm streaming? No, but do I ever dream that I'm streaming? Yes.
Dude,
Ew.
that's so embarrassing.
You have dreams that you're streaming?
You
Yeah.
don't have to say everything out loud on this.
I do too. I have dreams that I'm streaming and I say something cringe and everyone's like, ew, I'm unsubscribing, and they leave. It's terrible. It's so awful. Sometimes I have dreams I'm covering different stories that have never happened and don't exist.
We know you only love site chat.
Shh. It's not true.
Well, I thought we were clarifying assumptions.
Well, it's like the dream.
Wait, that's so.
Are you banning someone?
Oh my gosh.
No, you guys
Are you
want to
fighting
know?
with viewers in your dreams?
Yeah.
That's okay.
No,
I
I'm
feel
not
like-
even. I'm having really long, complicated, fact-based, empirical, evidence-based arguments in my dream. I'm not even kidding. I do that all the time. It's probably really sad. Why did I admit that? You're right. I'm
No,
beginning
that's
to-
dude. That's lit. That's lit.
Why-
Valkyrie's face.
It's probably really sad. Why did I admit that? You're right. I'm
No,
beginning
that's
to-
Okay, so like I have the equivalent of like showing up naked to class type of dreams where I show up to stream not literally naked, but I embarrass myself. Like I do something that's so embarrassing and so humiliating. I will never be able to scrub. Like I will never I will now become a different person, you know? And it's always I couldn't even tell you what it is. It's always really stupid things.
dude. That's lit. That's lit. That's
Why are
lit.
you looking at me like
I'm a
that?
This is
little
cool.
worried about you. Like, are you sure it's even a dream or was this real life?
No, it's definitely.
This was Valkyrie's face. It also doesn't help that I have like really bad. I don't dream of debating people. No, never. I just have really bad anxiety, and so the way that my brain tries to prepare me for real life is giving me anxiety-inducing dreams. And so I would say like at least 20, I dream every night, at least 25% of my dreams are just dreams of like normal situations, but incredibly anxiety-inducing situations. That's like the majority of my dreams. Or not majority, it's a small minority of my dreams. Small majority, large minority. Loud minority.
But I sometimes I wake up and I'm like, damn, that was a really good argument. I should remember that. So it's like
OMG,
I
same
feel like
grinning
my
face
brain
with
is.
sweat, grinning face with sweat, grinning face with sweat.
Carrie Bear, thank you for the 9 months. This is me with content. Sometimes I'll dream of like really good content for a stream, and I'll do my best to try and remember to stream that content.
Working even when I'm sleeping, my brain is like I'm contributing to like the content for the day.
Outside of stream, do y'all censor yourselves more or like think about like, do you have the terms of service just like constantly around your head, or do you feel like can just separate that once you get off stream?
I think offline or like online, you have to be very cognizant about personal information. I think that's the biggest thing. And so like offline, you can talk more freely, but I still even get scared like sending a text with like an address or like a Discord message.
Same.
Yeah, I'm extra cautious about what I'm.
This is like, that's true. Yeah. That's a good question. And that's so true. I don't send any like addresses over Twitter and Discord because I'm terrified of like, not even me, but somebody else leaking my DMs. Accidentally, not intentionally. Someone accidentally sharing their screen or alt tabbing, and it's a Discord message with me, and it's my address or somebody else's address, someone else's house. And so I hate that idea so much. I only send addresses through text messages. Because like, if you accidentally show your phone on screen, it's like, that's on you. Like, I don't even, like, what? Whatever. It is what it is.
Saying like what can be shown, like even if I'm not recording and stuff, like I looking around before I like type in an address or something. So
Because you've had stuff like leak before.
all the time.
Yeah.
Subs leaks all the time. I also like realized, for example, yesterday I was recording and I started talking in terms, like streaming terms. And I also realized how desensitized I am because I described my voice as a rotting, depressed teenager is how I described the sound of my voice. And I had like a bunch of normies around me.
You're
'Cause-
doing it right now. You said normies.
Yeah, normies, like people that don't stream or like
Right.
just outside of like the streaming culture. And I
Call 'em
realized like that's
civilians.
such a horrible thing to say to like normal people that
Yeah.
touch grass. And the looks that they gave me when I said that was they were so concerned. And I
Yeah,
realized
because they're like
This
real.
is like when you make a kill yourself joke to your not kill yourself friends. Like you have your friends that you're like, I'm gonna kill myself. And then you have your friends that you can't say that to. Otherwise they're like, are you okay? And it's like, yeah, no, I'm fine. It's like, I don't mean it. Like of course I don't mean it. What? No. I appreciate your concern. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you. I'm sorry. I just, okay.
Humans who are like, dude, why is she so mean to herself?
yeah, I was like, why did I say that? I was like,
Yeah.
that's so cringe. Don't ever say that. So
Streamers use a lot of terms that are endemic to streaming. And if they say it in real life, it's cringe. But when Kai does it, it's cool. He taught a generation about Riz.
But Riz isn't a streaming term.
It kind of came from Kai, though. And Phantom Tax, that's a streaming term. But
No,
when I say
no,
Pogger
no.
Did Riz come from Kai? I don't even know if that's accurate or not.
at the grocery store, I'm a freak.
yeah,
Two different
saying
reasons.
Pog in
One-
real life is crazy.
I sent a shotgun and mouth gift to my colleague because my email client broke. They didn't receive it well.
Kai is cool and you're not. So there's that. You're lame.
First off, Madge.
Gotta have those friends that you can joke about your
Okay.
Remington retirement plan about.
Remington retirement plan. Mom's thing is a must.
Thank you for proving my point. Those are not endemic to streaming. Those are normal concepts. The Phantom Tax is a pre-existing concept that has existed in the fat boy sphere for a very long time. It's just been repurposed into Phantom taxing his friends. So now it's known as the Phantom Tax. But
I think it's-
but you're not a fat guy, so you don't know.
I used
As
to
a
be.
fat boy, do not steal fat valor.
Oh, you're
Don't even
guarding
do
it.
it.
You're gatekeeping fat
Yes,
Alex.
I'm gatekeeping it. Don't try to steal fat. What was that? Are you gonna get in on this? Are you gonna be like, I was fat too?
No, I was super skinny.
Yeah. At least you're honest. Thank you.
I am one with Hassan right now, dude. I am one with Hassan. Yeah. Oh my God, dude. When people who have never been fat are like, I'm so fat. I'm like, you shut the fuck up. How dare you? How dare you? Stop it. You do not know my pain, my struggle. You do not know what it was like to be me. Did you have chubby puberty? Yes, I did. I did. I gained all the weight first and then I gained the height. So when I was growing, I kind of grew like this first. And then I grew like this. So I did experience it. Yes. Yes, I did. It's like stretching slime.
Dishonest. But yeah, no, that concept is like a concept that existed. Riz is like
Zach.
charisma. It's just
But like, okay,
those are
poggers is just something cool.
I don't think I use any of those terms. Like I'm such a boomer from day one. Like I was so normie when I
Never
first
said Pog in front of a person that doesn't watch streams.
No. I rarely say pog. When I say it, I say
pog a lot and I say poggers a lot, but I'm actually very good about not saying it. Which honestly I'm kind of impressed by. Even if you guys don't believe me, I don't care because I know that it's true. Like when I talk to my family members, I never say it ever. When I talk to like my, dare I say, normie friends, I never say it ever. Like friends that I have had since high school, when I talk to them, I don't say it. I say it around anyone who knows what the content space is. So like I'll say it around Sabrina because I know that she knows what poggers is. But if I never say it in front of a group of people or a person that doesn't know what it is. Stop, veggie, stop.
say it as a
You're sick.
joke on stream sometimes, but even then it's like super rare. I don't use emotes. I don't really watch a lot of streams in general. I don't watch Twitch streams. I don't watch YouTube streams at all. One, because I don't have time. Two, when the limited moments that I'm not online, I like to consume, more professional content, I guess.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. It's like, honestly, man, am I as brain rotted as Hassan? I'm more normal than he is. He's cringe. I'm based. But I totally feel him. It's like, whenever I'm doing stuff that isn't streaming, I want to be learning at the same time. So like, I've been horribly addicted to Sunhaven lately. And so I want to watch documentaries and like listen to audiobooks on the side, which is why I started listening to Judith Butler. It was Judith Butler's Who's Scared of Gender, I think. And I listened to like an hour or 2 hours and I was like, I know all of this information. I guess it's interesting to see how academics are speaking about it. But I need something that I can learn from. Because if I'm not learning, what's the point? It's the same thing with YouTube shorts. My favorite YouTube shorts are the ones that I learn from. Like, I was showing this to a friend. I said, feels bad, man, to my IRL friends. Feels so cringe. Well, feels bad, man. Isn't that bad? Because you can save it by saying, no, it just feels really bad, man. Not a fan of entertainment? No, I like entertainment. It just has to, like, my standard for entertainment, I think, is I have like an equation for whether or not I'm allowed to watch something. And it's like, it has to reach a certain level of funness to circumvent the fact that I'm not learning anything from it. Which is, I think, also why I tend to be a little bit harsh on TV shows and movies and anime. Harsher than other people might be. Because it's like, it has to be better than, it has to be so entertaining that I'm okay with the fact that I'm not learning. But like, for example, I was looking at my YouTube shorts and I found this, which was so cool. And it changed my life and I went and bought these. Why can't I hear anything? I want to hear.
This is your sign to start. I'm a dietitian and welcome back to Realistic Nutrition Tips. If you love having grains like rice and quinoa with your meals, but it takes too long to cook, freeze them in portions and heat them up later. You might have heard that reheating rice is dangerous and can make you sick because of a bacteria called Bacillus cereus, which can cause vomiting and diarrhea, also popularly known as fried rice syndrome. But this has been blown way out of proportion. And I say this as someone who's obsessive about food safety, is ServSafe certified, took many food science courses, is Asian, and has thoroughly studied every single type of food poisoning since I used to be an extreme emetophobic, and stuff like this used to keep me up at night. It's not the reheating of the rice that makes people sick. It's all about how it was stored beforehand. After you make something like rice, just don't leave it out for too long.
Is Asian.
Because that's what makes any food, not just rice, riskier to eat because bacteria can grow more rapidly at those temperatures. All you have to do is cool your rice and portion it out. I'm using these 1-cup silicone molds so portions are easier to manage. Then I just freeze them. I'll do this for my leftover rice so I don't waste food and so I don't have to cook rice every time I want to eat it. I'll just add it to my rice container and whenever I want rice, I'll just pop it in the microwave. Freeze your rice.
Why did I never think to freeze my rice? What? It's so basic. It's so obvious. How could I be so dumb? Because you can cook it in 15 minutes? Too long. 15 minutes too long. I honestly, like, you can keep a whole week's worth of rice in the fridge, but then don't you guys get like anxiety about like, I have to eat the rice, I have to eat the rice, I have to eat the rice before it goes bad? Like, I get anxiety about any type of food that's in my fridge because I'm constantly thinking about whether or not it's going bad. And then it's like, I'm constantly panicked. I'm constantly panicking about like, oh, how long is, like, can I still eat this? Like, I don't know if I can still eat this. And then it gets to the point where like my brain has made that food seem so gross that now I don't even want to eat it anymore. Buy frozen vegetables, LOL. Yeah, but preparing frozen vegetables is annoying. I used to eat this one meal when I was growing up and I wanted food, like low-cal food. I don't even know what the fuck I was doing. I don't even know what 16-year-old me. She was just like, she was doing something. She was doing something. But I would buy these. I would buy these and I would put them on like a nonstick pan, put some oil, some spices, usually like paprika, cumin, salt, black pepper, maybe like a chili pepper or two, and then crack an egg in it. And I would eat that. And this was like my lunch for like, I would say maybe 3 months straight. And now I just don't, I feel weird eating it. I think it's just I had it too much. Now I feel weird eating it. And I know it says you can microwave the bag, but I just think about the plastic seeping into all my food. And then it feels wrong to microwave. Because like a frozen meal, it's different. It's like, what am I going to do? Portion the frozen meal out? Like, that's stupid. But like frozen veggies, it feels wrong to just put the plastic in the microwave and microwave it. I know it says you can do it. It literally, even this package says steamable microwave. But like, if I only microwave plastic if I have to. If I have to. You can get more plastic from your water anyways. Yeah, see, I actually stopped buying water bottles because you can get nanoplastics, not microplastics. Nanoplastics are in every single water bottle. It's actually really bad. And so now I just buy, I bought 2 Life water filters and I filter all my water now. But apparently if you really want to get the nanoplastics out, you have to boil the water first because the like calcium will like combine with the nanoplastics or something, and then it'll sink to the bottom. You're supposed to boil it for 20 minutes and then filter it. But that seems like that's so much work. That's like so much work. So one step at a time. 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 What's with America being poison? What the fuck is with America water being poison? Well, I'm pretty sure it's not an America thing. I'm pretty sure everywhere the water, all tap water is probably nanoplastic. I mean, there's nowhere on the planet that rainwater is safe anymore. I assume it's an Earth thing. I assume. So anyways, yeah. And again, to all the people that are like, just cook your rice every day. Yeah, I tried doing that for the past however many years of my life. Guess what? You know what ends up happening? I don't do it. I don't. That's what happens. That's what happens. I have a bag. I have a 20-pound bag of rice that I have been telling myself I am going to cook every day. And it has sat there on its shelf for 3 years now. That's not working. We got to try something else. I'm not spending 15 minutes cooking rice every day. All right? All right? Listen, guys, at a certain point, you have to stop coping in life, all right? You have to stop coping in life. Getting a rice cooker really cuts your labor. So the problem was I had a rice cooker, and then all the rice kept getting stuck to the bottom. And then I got another rice cooker, and all the rice kept getting stuck to the bottom. And then I got an Instapot, and I even got like a, I got an Instapot, and then all the rice kept getting stuck to the bottom. And then I got a non-stick container for the Instapot, and all the rice kept getting stuck to the bottom. And when you're cooking for one person,
Bite.
Moink, thank you for the 31 months. When you're cooking for one person and the Instapot container is this big, basically all of the rice that I cooked is now stuck to the bottom. So I get like a spoon of rice. So yeah, yeah. The best rice that I've made so far, guys, has been in a pan, in like a pot, in like a nonstick pot. That's like the way that my parents made it, and the rice always was good there. And so I started making, the pot has been my most success. Just get a better spatula, but the spatula can't do anything if it's stuck to the bottom. I usually do like 2 cups of dry grain rice. Also, majority report, thank you for the raid. Hi guys, welcome. I also think like everybody has their kryptonite, and for me, rice is my kryptonite. For me, rice is just my kryptonite. I don't even know why I'm so bad at it either. Because like my family, they make rice and they never have a problem making rice. And to all the people saying like, you got to rinse the rice, I'm going to say 2 things. Number 1 is you don't have to rinse your rice. The amounts of arsenic that are in your rice are not going to be washed out with a little bit of fucking splashy water. If you don't believe me, here, I'll put a big strong man to convince you. No, not cauliflower rice, just rice. Here we go. This video.
Wash your rice. Cook it. There are also a lot of good reasons to not wash your rice. It all depends on what kind of rice you got and what you're trying to do with it. Before proceeding, I want to acknowledge that this is a very culturally charged topic. Washing rice is not as common, say, here in the United States as it is in, say, most of East Asia.
It's in Italian cookie. Sorry, excuse me. It's not about the arsenic. It's about the starch. The problem with that is that you're also washing away all of the nutrients that have been put on your rice.
Asia. And one thing that I've discovered cooking on the internet is that literally like billions of people are disgusted by the idea that some people don't wash their rice. As an American of Italian descent, I had never even heard of washing rice until well into my adulthood. And at first it seemed kind of weird to me, like washing your flour. Of course, you simply can't wash
Aren't the nutrients inside? No.
your flour without turning it into dough, but you can sift your flour to filter out any large impurities. This is not a thing I do very often either. I don't even own a sifter, but my grandparents sure did. And one reason
Yeah. Okay.
with modern from they bake a lot of physical debris, stuff that's either left over from processing or acquired during storage. My rice comes to me in airtight plastic containers, and in hands long outlast the necessity of washing rice for hygiene.
You know, just like I wash it all
Here, guys, someone who's Asian, so you guys can stop pointing out that he's white.
the time, even here. It's just a habit, I wash it.
This is Dr. Ya-Jane Wong, professor of carbohydrate chemistry at the University of Arkansas. She was born and raised in Taiwan and now lives and works in the heart of the U.S. rice industry. Arkansas is the #1 rice-producing state here. Dr. Wong says the modern mass-market rice that we buy here in the United States and really in most highly developed countries is very, very clean. The dirt and other debris has been blown off by something called an aspirator. That's a machine that kind of tumbles the rice around in jets of air that blow away anything that isn't a rice grain. The rice comes out as clean as this flour, and there's another way in which the flour comparison is instructive. Tons of modern recipes still tell you to sift your flour, not for hygiene reasons, but for culinary reasons. Sifting aerates the flour, helps it to mix better into other ingredients and to bake up lighter in things like cakes. Likewise, washed rice can simply taste better, depending on what the rice is and what you define as better. When I first heard about washing rice,
Both these people are Americans, opinion invalid. Don't you feel real stupid now that he said that she's from Taiwan and she moved to the U.S.?
like not that long ago, I
Don't
think
you
I said
feel
something
silly?
like, why would you do that? And the person I was talking to said to remove starch. And then I said, wait a minute, the rice is made of starch. Like a white rice grain is solid starch. What do you mean remove the starch? And I suppose technically I was right. A rice kernel has 4 major components. The outside is the hull, the chaff. Once you remove that, what you've got inside there is the germ. That's the actual embryo that would grow into a new rice plant if permitted. The germ is where lots of the fats, vitamins, and other minerals of the grain are located. There's also lots of fats and vitamins in the bran layer too, along with some some cellulose and some protein. If you only take off the hull but leave the bran and the germ, you have brown rice. Brown rice is my favorite rice, but there's a lot of reasons why people don't like it. It takes forever to cook. It can be kind of chewy or mushy. It has that earthy taste that a lot of people don't like in whole wheat bread. But the big historical reason why people first started taking off the bran and the germ is probably because brown rice spoils fast. Bran and germ are rich in polyunsaturated fats, and unsaturated fats can go rancid when exposed to air for too long. Then, as now, you remove that outer coat through milling, grinding the rice to reduce its outer layers into a powder that you can then sift or blow away. But Dr. Wong says that grinding process leaves behind a powdery residue that contains a lot of free starch.
And starch is present in the bran layer too. So usually you see starch, actually could be other thing, could be protein, could be other thing, but because starch is the predominant component, even in the bran layer.
And the starch that's in that powdery residue left after milling is known as free starch. Free as opposed to the bound starch that's actually integrated into the structure of the grain. Mixed with water, that free starch powder turns into a kind of glue that makes the cooked rice clump up. But if you wash and drain until the water is noticeably a lot more clear, that means you've washed off most of the free starch and your cooked rice is going to be fluffier. The grains will separate from each other instead of clumping. So that right there is probably the biggest remaining reason to wash rice for, say, Asian-style, medium grain, fluffy, plain white rice. The thing is, there are other kinds of rice, or other ways of making rice. And two of the most celebrated, most famous traditional rice dishes from Europe depend on that free starch coat. That free starch coat is a crucial ingredient in paella from Spain, and from Italy, risotto. So the way you usually make risotto is you fry your onion in a little bit of oil or butter, and then you put in your unwashed dry rice, short grain rice, and that outer free starch coat does two things in there. Some of it toasts, resulting in a sweet browned flavor. And then, as you stir in your stock, that free starch disperses in all that water and thickens it into a creamy sauce that coats all of your rice and fillings. No free starch, no risotto. In Spain, paella starts the same way, but you don't stir as it.
At Denims, nope, Taiwan is an America-like country. Oh, I'm sure if I tweeted that out, no one would disagree, right? If I tweeted out, Taiwan is more America than it is China. Yeah, that would be a tweet that would be good. Everyone would agree with that. Duh. Of course. Yeah. Come on, guys. You're so stupid. Chat is so dumb. How do you guys not know that? Taiwan is America light. And I'm sure there are no Taiwanese people that would disagree with that at all.
It cooks. The goal is to allow the free starch to bind everything in a semi-solid paste. The long-standing popularity of these two European rice dishes has got to be part of what gives rise to the somewhat accurate stereotype that white people don't wash their rice. And in fact, my personal favorite way of making plain white rice is a hybrid method, where you start it like risotto, toasting it in a little oil or butter. Then I pour in just enough water for the rice to absorb, cover, and simmer until done. The result is white rice that has a slightly sweet, toasty flavor, and rice that stays on your fork in clumps, which is the texture that I usually prefer. And if you
People
look
who eat rice with forks are crazy.
in the comment section on that shrimp scampi recipe video of mine, you'll see a lot of confused, angry, or even disgusted reactions from much of the world. And why disgust? Well, one reason might be, again, that kind of leftover feeling from the days when rice really was dirty and had to be washed. Those, of course, are days that are ongoing in many parts of the world, right? But there is another reason. Unwashed rice can sometimes have a stale, off, or even rotten flavor. Remember when Dr. Wong was talking about the milling residue on white rice? Well, she said that it was starch and other things. One of those things is lipids, oils that are in the bran and germ coat. And those are oils that can go rancid if exposed to air over time. There's not a lot of them left on white rice, but
the amount of oxidized lipid to cause the undesirable aroma is very, very low, but it's very, very pungent, very sensitive. And we are very sensitive to that rancid odor.
So rice processors face a dilemma here. They can get more of those surface lipids off if they keep milling into the outer layers, deeper and deeper into the white starchy core of the rice. But the deeper they go, the more they remove from the product that they're going to turn around and sell to us by weight. Milling lowers yield.
Give me an example. So when Japanese, when they make sake, you know how much they have to mill out? They have to mill at least 50%. Why? Because of the lipid.
So if you're buying cheaper white rice, there's a chance there could be more surface lipid left on it that's more likely to go rancid. If you're buying rice in cloth bags, it's more likely to go rancid because cloth lets in air. Rancidity is caused by...
Okay. Here we go.
And I don't let it sit around in my kitchen a long time because I buy it in relatively small quantities because I don't eat rice that often. And here's another reason why us Americans might not wash our rice. Most white rice sold here has been fortified or enriched with extra vitamins and minerals. Milling off the bran and germ removes most of the micronutrients in any grain. Virtually all that's left in the white is carbohydrates. Processors enrich that rice to add some vitamins and minerals back in, and as a result, the package might even say, do not wash this. Why?
So the way they do it is
this part,
just dusting. Just spray on the all the minerals. So it's a dust. And the problem with that is if you wash it, you wash away all the fortificant.
Now, whether that's a big deal is going to depend on you and your diet. If you're eating a diet
this is like the most American-focused rice video. You're about to eat your fucking words. Check
that's
this out.
based on unfortified white rice.
She called it disgusting. She called it dusting. Goddamn xenophobic pieces of shit in here. Unbelievable. Crazy. Wow. Woman doesn't have perfect American accent. Unbelievable. Wow. Wow.
Rice, you're going to be fine as long as you are supplementing that white rice with lots of legumes and fresh vegetables, maybe meat and dairy. If you're not able to supplement with a lot of those things, you could get into trouble. Specifically with vitamin B and D deficiency tend to be the big problems. An example would be the Philippines, which has struggled for a long time with a horrible disease called beriberi. It happens when you don't get enough thiamine, vitamin B1. The government in the Philippines tried to mandate rice fortification in 1952, but it didn't work so well. They've had better luck in recent years fortifying other products. The authors of this 2014 paper point to Costa Rica as a success story for rice fortification, and one thing that's worked well there is more advanced method of adding vitamins that won't just wash away. One such method is extrusion.
So they make they use rice flour to add with the like all the the nutrient you want to fortify, and to make it make into a rice kernel. So they make the shape like rice kernel.
Little fake kernels of solid nutrition. Pretty clever. As far as Dr. Wong knows, no producer in the United States is doing that yet. Those fake kernels can sometimes look kind of yellow, and that might freak consumers out. So if your rice is fortified via dusting, like rice here in the United States, and if you need those vitamins in your diet, that's a reason to not wash your rice. Another health and safety factor to consider.
Okay, basically, don't you feel silly? Don't you feel silly? This is the most American-focused video. I buy bulk Asian rice. Guess what? Okay? The video was literally covering a product in a country in Asia that was dealing with nutrient problems in their country because people wouldn't stop washing their rice. Even when they told them, stop washing your rice. Stop. I'm not talking to everyone else in chat. I'm just talking to this chatter. Okay. American Focus, you brought in a Taiwanese rice expert to talk about the cultural differences and effects. Exactly. Exactly, guys. Exactly. Exactly. There's other chatters. No, it's just me and you. Hex picks. It's just me and you. But America is the world, Denims. Amen, brother. Now you're getting it. Anyways, sorry for going on that tangent on white rice or washing your rice or whatever. But I have to. I feel. And yes, this is the type of entertainment that I watch. That is peak entertainment for me. So yeah, where does purple rice land here? I don't know. I have to convene with the experts on that first. My point is, listen, for the people saying like, well, yeah, well, you got to wash it so that you can get a good texture on the rice if you want it to taste good and not stick to the bottom of the pan. I will try it. Okay, I will try it one more time. And what was the one that you guys convinced me to get? I will buy that product on Amazon. And if I don't like it, I'll return it. What was the brand of the rice cooker? You guys are like, this rice cooker. I'm telling you guys, Zojirushi? This it. Like I told you guys, I can cook a lot of really tasty, delicious foods. But when it comes to rice, I cannot do shit. I am so bad about rice. I'm just terrible at cooking rice. And I'm not interested in cooking rice when like half of the rice I cooked is stuck to the bottom of the pan. Because I bought an Instapot because people were like, hey, Denim, buy an Instapot. It'll be great for cooking rice. It wasn't great. And I'm sure people in here will be like, oh, who told you that? They're an idiot. Okay, well, I will cook this. I will buy this rice cooker. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Would you do Master Baker if Cutie asked? I would love to do Master Baker. I'm not a great baker, though. I might have worked in a bakery, but I'm not a great baker. I'm an okay baker. I usually have, like with baking, I usually have one failed error or like one failed attempt, and then the second time I succeed. Were you a cashier? Basically, I also got to decorate the cookies and decorate the cakes. I didn't actually like put anything in the oven though. I successfully made French macarons before, or macaroons or whatever. So I'm pretty sure it's macaron. So I can bake. I can bake. I used to have a really banger banana bread recipe that my family would demand I make like every week. So I'm just not a great baker is all. I'm just not a very good one. I'm okay. Passable. Moving on. Apologies for the rice cooker. Stun lock. Can we try and get through like half this video? Can we get through a little bit more of this video, please?
Yeah,
Magnets
no,
in my heart.
straight up.
That's actually W.
What?
Skibbity.
What do you don't watch streams? You watch streams as market research.
I watch streams every day.
I watch streams every day.
I literally got a Twitch recap and it said I watch streams 366 days of the year.
Who's your number one stream?
Tarek.
Where was I on the list?
What's the next assumption?
Wow. Streamers are constantly paranoid that they haven't ended their stream.
I accidentally went live when I was trying to record
Oh my
something.
gosh.
Luckily, the cam was off, but it was it was so traumatic. I never uploaded this video, but it was supposed to be a draw my life video, and so I was trying to record like my life.
Did they hear the
story.
audio?
They heard the audio.
That's so embarrassing.
It was so cringe. I
you're
go
so
live,
cringe.
the camera's off. It's just a black screen, and I'm just reading my life story, and then I look at chat, just Bible thumps.
Yeah.
Like
what an avant-garde stream she's doing today.
I'm constantly paranoid about my stream. I'm so paranoid. I think every streamer is paranoid. Because again, it's like you see the horror stories of people showing up naked on their stream accidentally. You know, I can't be that person. It's so scary. It's so terrifying. It's because like the internet's so forever, you're just fucked. This is my favorite example of like someone who accidentally was live. Friend of the channel, Jambo. Today I went live on Twitch while testing alerts and I didn't know. Eating Taco Bell.
This mini Twitch streamer roundtable discussion is kinda cool. Also, your risotto looked good emo, but I felt like you hated making it on stream.
Yeah. Prezzo cock reveal was a good one. I feel so bad for Prezzo for having to deal with that. Also, how do you think you were in the 2050s? Ah! Then I scared myself with an alert. Did you go live to test it? No? You're live.
I'm getting Baja blasted. This is the most professional moment of my streaming career. I'm trying to block my cheeks so you can't see how red they are. I want to jump into a volcano right now.
Yeah, I'm so giga ultra paranoid about this shit that like when I end stream, I mute in OBS. I press the mute button. I then put the cap on my camera and then I close OBS. It's so terrifying.
Okay.
Yeah,
Damn, you're cringe.
It was rough.
I've never had that problem.
Well, it's because you're always live, so you can never accidentally go live.
Well, I guess that's true. It's just like I have it's very formulaic. So it's just.
You got your ritual.
Usually, yeah, 11 a.m. I sit in front of the computer and I turn on OBS.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is a sunny 64 degrees
I do that.
here in Los Angeles.
Aww.
And I'm pretending to chew nicotine gum.
Oh, that's nice. you watch?
He got the lip movement perfect.
You watch my streams?
I've seen a couple.
Yeah, okay.
Streamers are incredibly wealthy and now no longer relatable because of it.
I agree. 100%.
Are you rich?
Yeah. Yes. I'm very lucky.
You know what it
Very
reminds
lucky,
me of? Is
very rich.
it's like comedians. Because like I think streamers are similar to comedians in the sense that early on, it's easy to relate to this person across the screen because they're maybe interested in a similar hobby or video game as you. And then like comedians will get like wealthy, they'll write a new hour of stand-up and then it'll be about their wealthy problems as opposed to like the relatable, you know, struggling through life problems.
Yes.
And then people like them less. And like, so I think Kevin Hart's got a lot of shit for this. And I understand why he gets the shit. And I think the same thing happens to
I think that's also why people like XQC are still so relatable and Asmongold are still so relatable. And it's because like seemingly money has not really impacted their life and they are still the disgusting gremlins that they were before they got money. There's a horror game called Parasocial where a VTuber gets hacked by a stalker who reveals her face on stream. It's terrifying. That is terrifying. Yeah. Just to be clear, guys, I just feel like I need to speak for most streamers. Most streamers are not rich. Most streamers are not rich. Okay. Okay. I make literally how much I would make if I was an accountant. So, and I make less than if I had my CPA, which was the original game plan when I went to college. Okay. I just needed to be known. Rich enough to impulse buy a Zoji Rushi. I mean, I haven't purchased it yet. And also, I didn't commit to the purchase yet. Okay. I didn't commit to it yet. I'm like going to buy it. And then if I don't like it, I'm returning it. Okay. All right. How did you fumble the 200 bits I gave you? Yeah. 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 The like top 0.0001% of streamers are unbelievably rich.
Streamers, because it's not even like they're writing bits and jokes for an hour. They're just talking about their life and their problems. Yeah. And my problem.
Actually, this is in the way. My sub count is literally in the top left of the screen. So you can know exactly how rich I am. You can know exactly how rich I am.
Problem was that I went to the Grammys and I spent $500 on hot dogs. And that's like a real thing that happened. I thought it was kind of funny. But like, admittedly, I got to go to the Grammys and I got to spend $500 on hot dogs, right? Like it's kind of a scam. It's kind of a funny story, but it's a much different issue than I had 6 years ago, which was I bet my last $100 on a game of Mario Party and lost, which I think is more relatable.
I think like, ironically, one of the reasons why I have, you know, this is funny to say because everyone's gonna say, Hassan, you're so unrelatable. You love flying in private jets or whatever, which is not true. But my hobby is basically sitting there and getting angry about the news. I don't really have a lot of real world, real life experiences that normally someone who is as wealthy as I am would have. Like, I feel like people in my financial situation are not spending 8 hours a day online.
Online, yeah, they'd be.
So I think that has kept me surprisingly relatable.
I feel like it's hard to
Yeah.
see chat as actual people rather
I
than
think it also like depends on how you were raised, I think. This is just my opinion. Like I grew up so poor that I have like giga poor brain. And like the idea of purchasing anything over $20 is like I have like spending anxiety about that. Even if I don't have to have spending anxiety about that. Even though I have disposable income that I'm allowed to spend on things that I want to spend that money on. But I have such poor brain that anytime I buy anything that's this, like just a little bit more than $20, I still feel that anxiety. And I still feel like, ah. Like I said, my sub count is literally top left. I make $3 off of every sub. And then I still have to pay 15% self-employment taxes. And then I still have to pay federal taxes and state taxes. So it's probably closer to like I make $2 out of every $5 sub. So I have enough that I can buy a $100 rice cooker if I want to. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be okay with spending that much money on a rice cooker, okay? Just because I can.
a single entity. It probably feels more like they're talking to one person than it does a crowd.
I feel like there's two different things.
No, I disagree. Chat is, I would break chat up into two separate groups. The names that I recognize and the names that I don't recognize. I feel like the names that I recognize, I have personalities built for every chatter whose name I recognize. And everybody else is an amorphous blob that is just like chat. So chances are if you lurk, yeah, I would consider you just part of the amorphous blob, but that's because you've never typed for me to feel like build a personality. Right? But then I have like all the people who do chat, who chat frequently enough that I can actually build a personality. I am a blob. You are part of the blob. Yes. Yeah. You guys are all part of the blob. Am I a blob or do I have lore? You have lore, Dusto. So, and then there are chatters that I like, and then there are chatters that I don't like. And by don't like, I mean, I read their message in my head before I read it out loud because I don't trust them. So if I've ever read your message, well, I guess there's no way for you to know. But if you ever type your message and I immediately read it, it's because I trust you as a chatter. And I trust you not to troll me and type some crazy shit in my chat. No, you're a chatter for me, Ruin Manic. If you type a message and like if you type frequently and I've never immediately read your message, it's like a 50-50 chance that either I was stun locked or I don't trust you as a chatter. And so I have a delay before I read your message. Because I'm scared. Like I've read some messages before. I've raw dogged certain messages before, and I'm like, why did I raw dog that? I will never read another message from you again. Like, I'll start the sentence, and it'll be like, oh, this is relevant to, like, streamers. And I read it, and I'm like, oh, yeah. For me personally, I think streamers are a little out of touch. But you want to know what I really think? I think we need to kill the president immediately. I was thinking, here are my schematics, and here are the documents I have for how we... And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, where did the sentence go? Where did it go? Maybe more realistic, it'd be like, yeah, I think that like a lot of people in Asian continents aren't washing their rice because it's just so ingrained in the culture. But I visited Asia once and I saw this guy throwing rocks at this woman and calling her a whore. And I'm like, what did that have to do with the rest of the sentence? Why did you put that in? Why did you tack that in? That's not... Why did I read your message? Why did I raw dog it before reading it? I was betrayed. And so, yeah. That's happened enough times. You'll know that it happens when I say, what the fuck? And then I don't respond. Read my message. No, Jenna. Not everything is about you. Except for all the things that are, which is everything. Are non-subs automatically blobs? No. There's lots of subs there's lots of subs and non-subs that I recognize. In my opinion, this is just me as one streamer. Let's see what they think.
Things happening. One is general viewer sentiment, which is expressed via emotes or W's in L.
That's a good point. Oh, wait. One other thing. If I've ever met you in real life and you've told me your username, that's like, you're an established character in the Denim stream universe that I have built in my head. So if I've ever said hi to you in real life and I found out what your username was, it is permanently attached. Permanently. So I'm sorry, Jenna. It's just not going to work out between us. Denims has been playing Sunhaven without me. I started playing without you because you started playing without me. That's why.
L's or like lol lamaus. And so there's many people who will spam like a similar thing.
Kick W's.
Yes. And if you see a lot of these things, then it means like they're having a good time or a bad time or whatever. And then there's like certain people who will drop more.
On a separate farm, I've also been doing it on a separate farm. Don't worry. I wouldn't betray our farm like that. But I learned a lot, so when we do play again, we're going to kill it, is what I'm saying. We're going to fucking kill it. Because I did a bunch of research. I actually did a bunch of research. I know all the best crops. I know all the best fertilizers. I know all the museum items. So we can min-max this bitch because I'm ready. Yeah, because I'm ready. Did you share your spreadsheet with Jenna? Well, actually, I did finish making a spreadsheet. This was about the profitability of crops because the wiki information isn't very good. Specifically, it was the profitability of jams. And it was very good, I think. I think it was very good. I wish I could show. I guess I could take a screenshot. It's 2 sheets. One of them is basically, I guess you would call it like a repository, and the other one pulls from the repository and crunches all the numbers. Who turned my system alerts on? Who turned that sound? Who turned the sounds on? Who did that? So like, so here's the repository of items that I copy pasted into it and organized the data based on like whether or not the crop regrows, what it does, what's the profit if you plant it in the very beginning of the season or you plant it inside of a greenhouse. And then I also have the actual profit that, I have the thing that measures the profit, which I just lost because the file just disappeared into the ether. So I'm just going to take another screenshot. Here we go. As you can see, there's the profitability of all of the different jams based on currency. So yeah, I did actually make one for this game. None of the formulas are really all that complicated either. It's just like, I think I have a filter formula. Filter is the most expensive, most complicated. Come visit me again. I want to throw a yacht lake party. Okay, I'm on my way. Okay, let's go. Let's go. I'm on my way. I need a spreadsheet, girlfriend. I need my spreadsheet, GF. Anyways. So Sunhaven basically like Stardew. How's it different? It feels very different. It feels like a very different game. It's still really good though. It's very good. It's very, very good. I wonder if Denims ever edited stuff on a wiki for some game. Hell no. Listen, I might be a loser, but I'm a loser with friends. Okay? Okay, watch it. Watch it. Whoa. I don't have time to be editing wikis.
Like specific messages.
I'm beginning to realize that my experience as a Twitch streamer is very different than like most people.
Well, this is the same with you, right? Like you'll have these people who do these large things, but then you'll have people who write like more specific things, and then you'll hone in on that.
Most of the time, it's people writing specific things on my chat, I would say.
You have like
It's
a larger portion.
Significantly
It's
more
probably fair.
issue, people delivering their perspective on an issue. I don't think that it's a singular entity at all. I actually have a reverse parasocial relationship with.
Hey, this might be a function of like you're making spreadsheets for the game. I make spreadsheets for any game that I'm addicted to. I made a spreadsheet for Baldur's Gate. I made a spreadsheet for this game. I made a spreadsheet for Blade and Soul. I made a spreadsheet for Stardew. I honestly make spreadsheets for most games that I play. If I spend more than 100 hours and the game needs a spreadsheet, I'm going to make a spreadsheet. Because why would I play the game worse? That's stupid.
With my community, I would say, where I do know.
It's true.
I do know, like, frequent chatters and like frequent contributors of the conversation, because I do treat it more like I have the opportunity to be inside of an arena, but then literally have a direct conversation with tens of thousands of people at any given moment.
You'll watch him and then he'll like pull up a chatter's message and then he'll highlight it for the whole arena to see.
Yeah.
And then he'll read it out and he'll be like, your hair looks bad. And then I'll be like, okay, Jordan, 2 years ago you wrote in my chat, my haircut's good. And he'll scroll up and he'll show it. And it's like, how did you remember that?
Yeah, it's really bad. I've probably like lost formative memories. I joke about this a lot, but like I don't even know what my first kiss was like because I just have Jordan compiled, ready to go. Like it's just there's too much. There's not enough space for all of the.
It was Haley. We were riding the Yankee Cannonball, and she turned over to me, and I said, "You're the most beautiful girl I ever met," and then she kissed me.
No, I'm lying. It was Humai. I forget what her last name is, but it was after our like extra school in Turkey in 8th grade.
Mine was 8th grade too.
Yeah.
Wait, what was your?
I'm so embarrassed. I didn't get my first kiss until I was 18. And I was already dating the person. Have I told you guys? I've been in like a bunch of long-term relationships. I've been in 3 long-term relationships that were all at least 2 years long. And outside of that, like all of those were friendships that turned into relationships. And so technically, I never went on a date with any of the people that I dated. Did you make a spreadsheet for them too? No, I don't make spreadsheets for people. That would be weird. That would be weird. I feel like once you cross that line, you can never uncross it. And that's the reason I haven't done it. Because I feel like once I do it, I'm fucked. Like it's there is no way I can return to normalcy. So I keep that. I try to let that play out in a normal way. In a normal way. Denims, take Denims on a date, please, at Jenna. Please take me out on a date. No, Jenna always takes me out on dates.
Yours.
She probably had like a cool child.
What was your first kiss?
My first kiss,
Was it at the GameStop?
it's like in 1st grade.
What?
Yeah.
What?
First grade?
That's what I mean. She's like she's cool. We
First
are
Well,
not.
grade?
I kissed the guy. 'Cause
Oh,
he brought
okay.
cupcakes.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah.
And was
That's
it, wait,
lit.
full, like, are we? Because my first was like full tongue.
Ew.
Yeah,
In the 8th grade? What
Yeah.
the fuck is wrong
Yeah,
with
we
you?
French kissed.
What the hell?
It was French kissing.
Did he bring the cupcakes for you? Or just did
No,
he
it was
bring...
for class.
That's embarrassing.
Wait, why'd you-
That's actually so embarrassing.
I don't know.
What was his
cupcake.
reaction?
He freaked out, got in trouble, had timeout, and
He got time
he
out?
got timeout, and I remember his nose was like, you know how he's standing in the corner?
Uh-huh.
So someone opened the door and it pinched his nose. Which, yeah, I'll never forget.
Ray and Ludwig miss Twitch.
I miss Twitch in some ways, specifically because I feel like Twitch has this emote culture. It's like my favorite thing that I miss about Twitch is just how you look at chat and everyone is just expressing how they feel via emotes. But on YouTube, we don't really have that emote culture. And so people type how they feel. There's a lot of opinions. There's a lot of
Eventually, I'm going to set up dual streaming and start streaming on YouTube. When I start my YouTube up next decade, I will start dual streaming since they made it legal and I can do it now. But I remember the little bit of time that I spent dual streaming on YouTube. I hated YouTube chat. There were like 2 people in like any individual day. There were 2 chatters that maybe I liked.
Just reading like
Felt
you know,
you
how
there,
people
girl.
feel
Jenna, you know.
out loud. It's just
You
so
know.
different. Like, I don't know. It felt like less serious on Twitch.
I think the community is less engaged, and it's more like you are operating a business with a revolving door on YouTube as opposed to Twitch, which is like a regular ass door, and they get in and they sit
No,
around.
it feels more like I would compare it to like it feels like the difference between like having a stream and having like a podcast. Like, it almost feels like the people who type in YouTube chat don't want anyone to react to them or respond to them or don't expect it. On Twitch, there's almost like an expectation that the streamer will read your message. It feels like on Twitch, you're typing to the streamer and to the chat. On YouTube, it feels like you're typing to the ether. Which is kind of true, but yeah. It feels like the difference between going to a restaurant, like a normal restaurant, and going to like a restaurant with like a hibachi grill where you can see and like interact with the person cooking your food.
Down and they're there for the show. But YouTube will be like people popping in for a bit, like, what's up, Ray?
Or someone will be
Whoa.
like, pop in, I don't like this game. When are you going to play this game? I'll come back in a few days, kind of thing.
Oh, they do that on Twitch too, still.
But I think
I
people on
mean,
Twitch
yeah,
get it a
but-
bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it's a whole
Also, on Twitch, when people do that, they get made fun of. Maybe I'm just an asshole that makes fun of those people, but I feel like on Twitch, if you go into someone's chat and tell them to stream something else, everyone's just going to make fun of you.
culture on YouTube. You wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't get what
Yeah.
we go through.
You don't know what
Excuse
it's
me.
like.
I assume that over time they grow numb to the hate, having seen the same old hate comments towards them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Honestly, yes and no. The only things that impact you are going to be the things that have already impacted you before you got into streaming. And so, like, the things that impact me, it doesn't matter how many times it's been said. It impacts me because it's always impacted me. And there are mean messages that I've read that it doesn't matter how many times I read them. I've never cared about it, so it never will matter. Like, a very good example is, as a kid, I went Lisa Simpson build, and I just, like, I assumed I would be ugly forever. And so I just didn't care how I looked, and I didn't care that people thought I looked bad because it didn't matter because I didn't build my self-worth around it. And so even now, when people tell me like, oh, mid, or like, LOL, ugly, I'm just like, okay. It's like, it feels like someone telling me like, I like cheeseburgers. It's like, okay. Sure. Like, I don't know what you want me to do about that information, I guess. I went Lisa Minnelli build felt.
Oh yeah, I'm insanely desensitized. Really.
What hate comments do you get? Don't go, huh?
Oh, he gets a ton of hate.
No, he doesn't.
you.
Like
he gets
what?
so much hate.
Like
Right?
what?
Okay, well, don't go too hard.
What are some hate comments you get?
Well, I think what I've realized is that
I feel like all of Ludwig's hate comments are, you're friends with Hassan.
no one is exempt from hate. Like people you think are universally liked are never universally liked. And so like you can't please everybody. I get people who hate me and say mean stuff sometimes. Sometimes I get in spats and then there's like an overwhelming amount of hate. But I think ultimately it just, you know, in one ear out the other. I can't put too much focus on it.
Yeah,
He's like, yeah, I'm the opposite. I put all the focus on the hate I get.
that's not entirely true. Because like in my line of work, obviously like credibility is important because I'm not just like, you know, making like fun content, right? And so a lot of people have realized that there's a good opportunity to just be like, oh, he's not actually credible. Like before it would be like, oh, he has a house or whatever.
Yeah. Germa's chat hates everyone who isn't Germa, I fear. Well, I think in order to be someone who interacts with Germa, you have to be a little bit of a Germa fan. And that's the only way Germa's community will like you. In my opinion. You guys can tell me if you think L or W.
Things that you would never even think twice about that are ridiculous. But now people will be like, oh, he's actually wrong all the time. He's wrong on this. He's wrong on that. And it's oftentimes from people who don't even have like a political opinion at all or hide their political perspective, but will like try to do that. So there are things that I have to address, which I know gets repetitive, but beyond
Do you have
that,
to address it? Because like I do think you're easily baited in.
You're right about that. I definitely am.
In many fields of battle, because you'll get baited by a chatter, a tweeter, a YouTuber, and you'll respond to all of them. And I feel like some you could be right if it's gaining some traction, could be worth responding to. But I think others you're just getting caught in the heat of the moment.
I have tuned a lot of that out.
See, I think actually I have one major advantage over Hassan on streaming and hate comments, which is woman. And by proxy of woman, there are people who will never listen to you, ever. There are just some people that, like, their head is so far up their ass, they will never listen to women. Even during Women's History Month, I know, crazy. I thought it was illegal, but apparently it's not. And so, if I feel like someone's not listening to me, and I feel like someone is being dense on purpose, and someone just, like, doesn't want to, I just assume it's one of those people, and then I immediately tune it out. I guess if you're a man and that's happening to you, maybe it's a little bit harder to tune out. But for me, it's like, oh, I'm just going to assume you're an idiot. You're not even willing to listen to any of the words I'm saying. You must just be an idiot or like must be sexist or something. What do I care about your opinion?
So when I do actually respond to something, because of the frequency of
I feel that with
it probably
transphobes
comes across like I'm responding to it all the time. Holy shit, he's constantly in drama or whatever. But it's
You're
actually
saying it's happening to a much higher magnitude, and you're
yeah.
actually ignoring a lot.
Yes, I'm ignoring 90% of it, and the 10% that I do respond to, because it's so
bye,
frequent, comes
Reaper.
across as like very commonplace that I'm doing it. But you're absolutely correct. One thing that I did early on that was a big mistake for my career was I thought people will be charitable if I sit down and unpack something. And I realized that no, that doesn't matter at all. To the people that make up their minds about a certain thing, you can't really shake them off that position.
Ranch Dubois said, I assume that they consider frequent streaming collaborators as coworkers rather than friends.
It depends person to person. I mean, chat, do you guys have coworkers that are friends and coworkers that aren't friends? Yeah, it's the same thing. Because it's like, if I dislike someone, let's pick Valkyrae, because who could hate Valkyrae? If you hate Valkyrae, you're just like a soulless demon. Like, I don't even, and not in like the sexy demon way. Just like, you're just like, what's wrong with you? I don't even know how you could hate her. Maybe it's like, I don't care. I feel neutrally. Okay, I can imagine that. But like people who hate her, which doesn't exist. And if it does exist, you're insane. So let's just pick her because she's a great example to pick. Even if I don't click with Valkyrae, it's in my best interest to just kind of keep my distance and just keep that person as a coworker, because it does not benefit me. This is like my career and my job, and it benefits me to remain on good terms with everyone, which is exactly how people treat work. It's like, oh, maybe you have that one guy, Steve, that you don't really like. You're not going to go and instigate. You're just going to try and be like, I'll just stay in my corner. They'll be in their corner. But that doesn't mean you're not going to make friends with some of your coworkers. Maybe there are some coworkers like Jenna, and you're like, you know what? This person is cool. I want to be friends with them. And the people you don't want to be friends with, you just kind of keep a distance, because you're like, eventually, if we interact too much, I'm going to get mad and annoyed because there's something I don't like about them. Or maybe they sit funny, or they look at me funny. They just, whenever we talk, they always look at me like this. You know? It's the same thing. It's like most streamers that I know I'm going to be acquaintances with and coworkers with. And then there are some of my coworkers that I will actually be friends with because I want to be friends with them. Because I like them. I used to know someone who hated my guts because I quote, I felt too nice to be real. She thought I was pretending to be nice to get people. In hindsight, after knowing them for some time, they were projecting. Shocker. Shocker. Stop describing me as that. Stop.
Do you
That's a
think
great assumption.
you can be friends with another streamer forever and ever?
I definitely
Yeah.
have made some forever friends through streaming.
Am I one of
but
them?
Admittedly,
Yikes.
no. Yes. Admittedly, yes.
No, it's too late, bro.
No,
you paused for 8 years.
Well, it's because I was thinking about being honest or not.
Oh
like,
my god. And I settled on lying.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, but it's just we actually hang out in real life.
Do you guys? Because I never hang out. He doesn't.
You were always streaming.
Check this guy out.
I just swat it away. Say no to drugs. This is why we don't hang out. Drugs have changed you.
So you feel like you have made lifelong friendships?
Yes, I have, but I have made collabed with a lot of content creators and streamers that I feel like have stayed like coworkers. You know what I mean? Like,
let's run down the list. Corpse.
It's funny that you're saying that. I don't know a single person that I've collaborated with that I don't see as a friend, but simply as a coworker.
There has to be someone you've collabed with that's more of an acquaintance.
I also think you
No.
might be using the term friend loosely.
Yeah.
I guess for me, friend
I was
is
thinking a best friend, like someone that you can.
Friend for me is I would call that person or text them if I was going through a rough time. Or friend is even less than that. That's a good friend. Friend is I saw a funny meme and so I sent it to you. That is I would consider that person a friend. Would I call you without texting first? Honestly, I have friends that raw dog call me and I have friends that don't. Generally speaking, it's all my friends that are above the age of 28, they just call me. And all my friends that are under 26 text me. Raw dog calling is crazy. I grew up with a phone line, dial up, where only one person could use the phone. And so I like phone calls. So I don't mind cold calls. I don't mind. I only mind if it's people that I don't know that well. And I'm like, who are you? We are not like that, man. You can't call me like that, man. AOL. I remember AOL. Mayor Cat. Mayor Cat. Oh, the mayor.
Can talk to about personal stuff
And then I'll
outside
keep,
of content.
because it's really hard to keep relationships going with many people. So we're gonna rip this, okay?
Okay.
Your birthday,
That's the other thing. You can't have that many friends. I learned this. I was trying to, admittedly, I did a bit of friendship limit testing. There was a group of friends, and it was a very big group of friends. It was a number somewhere between 30 and 40. And as an experiment,
I
was
was when someone I want to be friends with rejects friendship than when a girl curves me.
oh, I know, it sucks. Can we see the friendship sheet? I already told you guys, I will never cross that line because once you cross that friendship, once you cross the spreadsheet about real life line, it's fucked. It's over. You're never going to be normal again. And I will never do this. So I only have the memory of it. But basically there was a group of 30-ish people that were all kind of loosely friends with each other. And I was min-maxing. I was how many people can I maintain as good friends? And I got to 10. Good friends being someone I hang out with
Squirting
once
for
a week.
Denims.
Jenna. Stop. I got to 10 friends before I was I can't do it anymore. I can't. I can't. That was as far as I could go. I'm sorry, I joked about it. No, it's okay. If you didn't, someone else would.
When's your birthday thing?
Literally. If I make a spreadsheet about my real life, about other people in the real world, what differentiates me and Arcadum? Nothing. That's what. Nothing. I can't ever cross that line. That is a line. You don't fuck with that line. All right? That's Pandora's box. You don't fucking open it. You don't touch it. You don't look at it. You don't think about it.
Thing.
Wow. Yeah, because I thought we were friends.
Dude, I went to your birthday thing. It was literally last month.
Yeah.
It was.
That makes it so much worse because it's close in proximity to like.
You met my mom.
Oh, dude, your mom's so sweet. Yeah, that was January. It was January
8th.
I was gonna say 12th,
8th.
so I was gonna be wrong.
You
That's pretty
were-
close.
Yeah.
And then yours is you have Leo energy. I'm gonna go July 27th.
That's insane.
Wait, you were close.
July 25th.
Dude,
You're actually
Whoa!
close.
my birthday, you
I
bitches?
actually have no idea when his birthday is.
What's my birthday?
Your birthday is
Wait, I want to guess. December 13.
July
You're in July?
19th.
6th.
Okay, well, I don't know anything about horoscopes, so. That was a bold guess. He just looked like a December baby to me. I don't know why. Now that I look at him closer, he doesn't have December energy. Anyways.
Close.
Oh my god, they did the meme.
What's my birthday?
Your birthday
Wait.
is July
You're in July?
19th.
6th.
They did it. Are you a friend who remembers birthdays? No. But I'm very good about making up for it. I've been meaning to get around to adding all of my friends' birthdays to my Google Calendar, and I still haven't done it. But I feel like I put a lot of effort into birthday gifts. That's Cap, you remembered mine. Yeah, like your birthday. I could not list your birthday by date, Jenna. It's stop there, Cap. Stop. I was watching that. It's what month did I visit? I'm being honest, okay? I'm sorry if that's bad. I'm being honest. It's a month bonanza. I mean, exactly, right? Like you deserve a week for a birthday. Like literally exactly. But let me think. Well, it was warm. Think, chat, think. Guys. When did I leave? Well, it's one of the months that's one of the 12 months. More important than that, okay? More important than that, okay, is that when the birthdays roll around, I make an effort to be there, okay? That's what matters. That is what matters. And the only thing stopping me from immediately knowing, okay, is that I haven't added everyone to my calendar yet. I haven't. Stop.
Denims remembered my squirt day, smiley face.
Stop. Or birthday. And also, here's the cool thing. Most of my friends are public figures, and so I can just Google them. I now know your birthday, for sure. And I will remember it for a full 24 hours, okay? July 22nd. That's cheating. Is it though? Also, I'm not the best gift giver, but I'm an okay gift giver. All right. I definitely try.